Dünyaca ünlü oyuncu Johnny Depp'in de üyesi olduğu Hollywood Vampires grubu bu akşam İstanbul'da hayranlarıyla buluşacak. Doğuş Yayın grubunun medya sponsorluğunu üstlendiği konser öncesi Johnny Depp ve grup üyeleri Star Haber Genel Yayın Yönetmeni Nazlı Çelik'le bir araya geldi. Hollywood Vampires, Çelik'in sorularını yanıtladı.
Hello and welcome. It's such a privilege, and I'm so honored and proud. Thank you very much for accepting the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, after a lot of anticipation, Saturday night, the Hollywood Vampires, the godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper, actor Johnny Depp, and Aerosmith's lead guitarist Joe Perry and guitarist Tommy Henriksen from Cooper's band, is meeting with the Turkish fans, probably for the hottest show of the summer, let's say. This time, we know that the Hollywood Vampires postponed the US tours due to your injury in your ankle. So let's start off. How's your health? Will you be able to survive on stage tomorrow?
Well, surviving at any time is hard to do under any circumstances. But it seems like it's the leg is healing up, or the fibula, as it were, is healing up better, and I can limp around. Intermediate.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready for sports with it yet.
Well, you're together on stage since 2012, as far as I believe, and sometimes featuring guest appearances in your albums and concerts, playing your own songs and your hero songs. How did you decide to form the band, first of all, and how did it get all started?
You know, it really started kind of as an accident. Johnny was doing Dark Shadows, and I did a part in the thing, and we invited him to come and jam with us one night out at the 100 Club in London, and he showed up and just killed it. I knew he was a guitar player. I didn't know how good he was, but that night I went, okay, this guy can play. So we talked, and we're at his house. Joe's at his house, and I said, why don't we put a band? Or he said, like, why don't we put a band together? Pretty soon we had a band that was startlingly good band, you know.
And it probably turned out better than you thought.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you know, we all started in bar bands. Mm-hmm. That's how the Beatles started as a cover band. The Stones did. Everybody did. But this was like going back and becoming a bar band again, which was, it's always the most fun thing to play other people's music.
You're actually mostly known as a brilliant actor, but let's go 11 years back. All of a sudden, we see you on stage, you know, holding a guitar in your hand, and we meet, yet with a different talent of yours. And so how did music come into your life?
Oh, man. Well, music is, I mean, one of my earliest memories of all is music, is sonic, you know. Mm-hmm. It's then here, you know, when you get a little older, very, you know, close to the teens and stuff, and you start hearing, like, for me, it was like, oh, wow, Alice Cooper, yeah. And so I was a massive follower, fan of Alice Cooper and his band, and then Joe and Aerosmith, you know, I mean, I was, Joe became kind of my, you know, the sort of, that I want to play like that dude, man. You know, that guy just plays cool, and that's really how I fell in love with it. I picked up a guitar for $25 and taught myself how to play on a record player. You know, just listening to stuff.
And the journey starts.
Johnny, and nobody knew him as a guitar player or a musician, and one of the best parts of the first tour was watching people go, after the second and third song, wow, he can really play. and he can really sing.
That came as a surprise.
Like he's the real deal. He started as a musician, you know.
Well, what Joe didn't know was Johnny and I are, you know, when he comes in to play on some of the things, I said, I think we can get Joe. I think we got Joe. You know? Yeah. And he's going, yeah, I think so. I said, you work on him, and I'll work on him.
Got him.
And
yeah, he did, right?
So Istanbul is going to be the second leg of your weighted European tour tomorrow. So do you have time to? Well, you probably didn't have time because you just arrived. But will you have some time to go to any historical places, maybe to see some things in Turkey, in Istanbul? Will you?
Yeah.
You've been here. I think you've been here before.
I went to the market, down in the market. That was unbelievable. I've never seen
The old bazaar.
I've never seen anything like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, if you got lost in there, you could do a movie about a guy getting lost in this market and living there the rest of his life.
What comes to mind when you hear about Istanbul or Turkey?
International spies.
Yeah, it seems like a James
Really?
Bond movie.
Never
Yeah.
heard of that. Okay, international
No, really?
spies.
Are you kidding? This is
Okay.
like the crossroads of international intrigue.
Okay.
You know, in my mind.
It's interesting to hear it from you now.
Boats, beautiful ships are built here. A lot of beautiful ships are built here that don't necessarily have the kind of the traditional since about 1974 wedding cake stack or the birthday cake stack, ship built boats
Okay.
that actually look like old ships, and they make nice ships here.
You haven't heard about the food yet, probably. We have very delicious food indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait for that.
My wife and I were at a restaurant, and the view was the mosques, and there was the ocean, and you kept expecting to see a helicopter coming in. Da-da, da-da. It looked like the beginning of a Bond movie.
We're also devastated by the tragic earthquake where we lost more than 50,000 lives, and we appreciate that you're going to be donating the concert income to the earthquake victims of Turkey. Is there anything you want to say to them? Any message from out here?
We're privileged to do
Yeah.
it. We are really privileged to do it. We get to go on stage and play our music. The fans love it. And then, if you can help somebody's life after that, but giving the money, that's very, to us, that's natural. That would be a natural thing to do. And when you imagine how many people that was, it's hard to even conceive of that many people dying in an earthquake.
It's a privilege to be able to, and an honor to be able to play a show and be able to donate that money or give that money to the people who need it most.
And we're very thankful for that. It's very meaningful for our whole country. Your comeback was amazing. We've also seen the records with Jean de Barry, the opening movie of the Cannes Film Festival, where you got a 7-minute standing ovation. From now on, is it going to be keeping on with the movies, or are we going to be seeing you on stage singing more?
When Alice said, "Hey, we should play together. We should write some songs together," that kind of thing. When Alice hit me with that, and then, coming into contact, meeting Joe, one of my other heroes, and then Tommy, and it just all went. It just fused
Clicked,
so well. It was that moment when I thought, okay, no more limitations. Because I didn't stop playing music, but I stopped playing music as a profession because I'd landed in this other field, And so, I didn't want to be one of those actor, musician types. And so I fought it for years, and then it was basically, around time of the inception of this group that I just stopped. Okay, no more limitations, whether it's painting or doing something I've never done before, which is sing, or writing songs or writing whatever, or directing, or no more limitations. And I think it was a great lesson for me to learn, especially at that time.
Yeah, I have to keep reminding him he did Sweeney Todd. He did a lot of singing in Sweeney
It
Todd.
was a hell of a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Too much singing.
And we're summing up the interview as we're summing up. Today is June 9th, and it's a very important day as it's your birthday. So happy birthday.
Well,
You're
thank
turning
you.
60, as I believe.
Yeah, apparently I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 60.
All right.
You're a kid.
I think it's right on the money, actually. It's 60, yeah. So I guess, yeah, this decade starts with a 6, but I feel about 6 in my inside.
Which is good, which is
Well,
good.
he had 10,000 people sing happy birthday to him.
Oh, yeah.
Romania.
Let's organize on that
Last
part.
night, it was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, it was really sweet.
Amazing. Thank you very much. It was an honor talking to you,
Thank
having
you.
this great interview.
so
Thank you.
Röportaj sonunda grup üyelerine Kapadokya ve Göbekli Tepe'nin tarihini anlatan kitaplar ve doğum günü için Johnny Depp'e Ara Güler'in objektifinden 1959 yılının İstanbul'unda Galata Köprüsü'nü ve çevresini gösteren bir fotoğraf hediye edildi.